want to.
Oh,
I know, but I'm tired. I want to sit back and throw balls at little creatures.
Pause.
Pause.
Yo, this game is
sounded
like
way worse
taking
than what you
over
meant.
the world. Oh my goodness.
No.
It
It
is.
really has, and I want to jump right directly. Oh, here we go. Fame being a bad host. Not having things
Stop.
queued up like it's supposed to.
Stop.
I do want to jump right into Palworld, right? In all seriousness, right? 7 million.
7 million.
7 million?
Millions?
Millions?
People on Steam, right? These are just Steam in 5 days, right? We have no idea. Is Baron frozen?
No, he's doing handshake.
No,
He's doing the best.
he's doing that thing where he just sits there.
I thought he was frozen.
And you didn't take a screenshot before you said something so you could have caught him?
I don't know. He's from Asgard, so I'm making sure I don't
Oh my goodness.
I don't offend. But
I
listen,
missed
7
you
million. We missed you too, Dez. We happy to have you back. You know, pretty soon we're gonna get you back on camera so we can see a lovely 18-year-old
Yes.
face.
I'll be on cam next week.
I know she get carded.
I do.
All the time.
Damn.
All the time.
For a fact.
But listen, 7 million. Just on Steam. We have no idea what the Xbox numbers are, right? It's safe to say that it doesn't take $400 million to give someone a great experience, right? We're talking $6 to $7 million is what Palworld, right, development costs, right? And the game is in early access. If you think just
Technical difficulties in the.
Oh, he froze.
Oh, he froze.
Oh,
shot.
Fame froze.
Ooh, got him.
you two
Got him.
$300 million.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Found a new emote.
You
Ooh.
froze for a
Stop.
second there, Fame.
It was greatness. But keep going. You're on a roll. You're doing great.
Yes.
We
So
heard
we
7
talking
million.
just Steam alone with 7 million at $30.
Again?
Well, damn.
All right. So he's
Oh.
talking. So currently he's talking about the price. Oh, and he's talking about how it's selling that many numbers, doing a 7 million plus at $30 a pop, and that's just on Steam. Now, of course, we currently don't have any news officially from Xbox. We've seen Xbox have been on social media, kind of tweeting out, and they've been retweeting, but haven't seen much. But you know what's been the best part of this? And before we pivot into the actual topic of, you know, games not needing to cost a fortune to make a good time and sell a lot, is how everybody in the industry, from developers to different companies, have been making memes. Like, you've seen the team at No Man's Sky making funny memes. You've seen Meta PC, like the PC building company, making memes. Like, it's crazy how this has truly taken over the world. Now, you hear all these layoffs, right? You hear about how all the industry is making this big shift, but yet you have a company come in for like a fourth or less of a fifth of the budget, come in and take over the whole internet and become second all time in Steam, not just current, all time. So going over to you, Hugger, like what does this mean for the future of big games? Because this is still early access, but yet it's taken over as if it was one of the biggest AAAs ever to release.
Gaming is changing. I mean, for the first time in 14 years, this month, I think, a non-Rockstar and non-Call of Duty game was #1, and that was Hogwarts Legacy, and it's about to get DLC too. It outsold COD and a Rockstar game.
And won
Gaming
no
is
awards
changing.
last year. None.
No awards. Not even mentioned there. Not mentioned.
No.
Gaming is changing. $500 million to make GTA is not sustainable. Like, and we know that it is the small market, the indie market, that saves gaming at time and time again. But I think there is a general overall shift to, like, yes, you can spend, like Starfield. I know everybody's had, some people have good experience with Starfield. I uninstalled it like pretty much day 2 because it just does not run, and it still hasn't run, and the quality of life, the updates, whatever. You can't spend that much money on a game and not make your profit, because we know these companies don't. I think there is a shift in gaming, and I like it. Especially, you know, it is rivaling one of the most historic franchises in media across the world. we all know Pokemon, whether we like it or not. What do we feel about it? Everybody knows Pokemon, knows Pikachu, at least, even if you've never watched it. And it kind of upstaged them a little bit for half the price, and it's not running at 4 FPS in the background. I don't know. I think these companies really, we always say these companies got to take a long, hard look at themselves, but I think this is going to start being like, you need to take a long, hard look at the product you're offering. This ain't going to cut it no more. When we know we can get this game for $30, I don't want your $80 garbage can.
And you know what? And what's so, you know, because the sustainability of it, right? Obviously, I've mentioned it and then I've talked about it. I don't know if anybody official within a official capacity has came out and said it, but it just feels like we're at the bubble of gaming again. Like it just feels like everything, as big as it is, it's like it could just collapse at the top level at any point, right? You see all the layoffs. I mean, Riot just dropped 500 and something jobs yesterday, the day before.
Yeah.
So, right, when you look at the success of a smaller budget game that's kind of just met people where it's at and didn't do heavy market. Oh no, they did pretty decent marketing, but not as big as a lot of other games.
It was if I can be, it was viral marketing.
Yeah,
they knew. I mean, especially in America, we like guns here. We like everything to go pew pew and pow pow. It was viral marketing, right? You take what we love about Pokemon, which is the creatures in the environment, the world, right? And you give a Pokemon looking character a submachine gun, and you let people run with that, right? Because let's keep it a buck 50. How many people knew this was a survival game before now? No one knew that, right? No one knew it was a survival game until it released, right? You saw people playing it in early access, right? Well, not early access. You saw creators playing it before the early access period started for everyone to play, right? So you knew. You didn't know much, but you knew it had something different about it. And what this will do, if anything, right? Even if I saw a comment about from E-Nate, shout out to E-Nate coming out and rocking with us. If this doesn't necessarily adjust what we get from AAA gaming, right? At bare minimum, it should at least make Nintendo and Pokemon give us something better, right? Because that's a multi-billion-dollar company that gives us the bare minimum, because there is no competition, right?
True.
And so some of the things I think are super dope is that they're successful and they're saying, hey, we're not just going to sit in our and this game. More is coming, right? So the future updates, we're getting PvP, we're getting raid bosses, which in-game content, a PAL arena, which is a PvP for PAL, just the PALs going at it. Steam and Xbox crossplay, which is big. I wish that was our day one, because it sucks because I'm on Xbox, Baron's playing on PC Game Pass, and Johnny's on Steam, so we can't play together, that sucks, right? Various Xbox feature improvement, because we know the Xbox version is one version behind the Steam version. I hope that catches up soon. Server transfer and migration, which is so needed, because I refuse to give up my character and my world, because I'm so deep in. I have so much stuff going for my character. I don't want to give it up. Improvements to the building system, which it needs that a lot. New islands, pals, bosses, right? That was dope of them to say, hey, we're successful. We got all these copies going, but you know what? Here's what's coming. Because the last thing you want is to kind of sit on your hands. You got all this money in your pocket, and we're like, okay, what's coming? When is it coming? I understand not all companies should give a roadmap, but I think a game like this that's in early access that is jank. It has a lot of issues, frame rate issues, all, but it's fun. It's super fun, right? So for us to get that roadmap is super important. And I don't see, because there's 2 million people concurrently playing on Steam right now. 2 million.
Well, that's just smart marketing. Like
It's extremely smart.
If you have a game in early access, because even if they have all that money, these are things they had already planned on putting in the game. But like allowing people to see what's coming and just being smart about, hey, like we know we're in early access. We know it's going to be buggy. This is what we plan on fixing. This is the new stuff. And early access allows you to listen to your community. I think the only game that I've played that did a really good job at that was Once Human. Like they were constantly talking to the community in their Discord and constantly adding like improvements. So that's just like Oh goodness, sorry, my phone's ringing. That's just really, really smart marketing wise. As for it changing the AAA field, I don't know if it's gonna do that, right? Because like it needs indie games need to become the norm at being that successful. And right now, the reason why this is so huge is because this is not the norm. Like Palworld has done something that other indie games have not been able to really do yet. I mean, I remember when Among Us was really huge, but like it didn't have the same success as this, right? So I think once indie games are having that kind of success, like overall, and back to back to back, that's when AAA is really going to start changing things. Because even though they're having all the layoffs, I think like the numbers have shown that like a lot of these studios didn't actually lose any money. They actually made really good money and still decided to lay people off. And that's really because of their projections of what they said and forecasted they would probably make in the next 2 years, knowing that they weren't going to reach that. They had to cut a lot of people, which is not fair. You need to just adjust your shit. You know what I mean? But that's basically what happened. Don't have these companies thinking that they took major losses in revenue, because that is not what happened.
Right.
You know what's next that to continue its, not saying it can't stay pat, right? Where it's at, right? Not the game itself, but the platforms it's at. Let's keep it a buck. This game will never be on Nintendo. There isn't a Switch 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that Palworld would be on, right? Nintendo not gonna let that happen. They wouldn't do it. But
No,
at some point, because I don't want to hear this, PlayStation don't do early access games, because somebody pointed out that Tim was an early access when it released on PlayStation, right? I don't want to hear it. PlayStation will allow an early access game. At some point, this game is going to have to get announced for PlayStation. I think the player install base and the virality of this game, I think that'd be a shrewd move, because you're already seeing the community managers are saying way back when they were saying no, it's just Xbox and PC. Now they're saying, oh, PlayStation 5 is possible. Just to go ahead and announce you're gonna bring it to PlayStation. You're not gonna not bring this game to PlayStation. Let's just keep it a buck, right? I think it's a W for Xbox, right? And if I'm Xbox, I am talking every time Palworld tweets, I'm tweeting. Because I gotta remind people that if you don't have a PC, it's fine. You got it on console.
And your phone.
Right? I think they need to be reminded, and I think it's a lack on Xbox part that they're not reminding people all the time.
Xbox.
Now, I'm not saying be their marketing voice and tweet every single day, but like say something more, because I'm on TikTok a lot. Let's keep it a buck 50. TikTok, social media. People are saying, oh, PC, and Game Pass. When we say Game Pass, they don't necessarily mean Xbox. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Xbox needs to take event. Why the most popular game, the most talked about game, the most viral game is on your platform, and only your console platform, you need to be talking about it.
Push it.
And you know,
Push it.
you know what else? Like, why don't you have a controller out coming for it? Like, just announce a controller, throw a skin on it. Like, make it blue and throw a PAL in the middle of it. Like, you do it all the time for everything else. You make
Well, there's a comment. There's a comment from Drake Williams in the chat that says Xbox is making a Palworld Xbox console in Korea.
Yeah, which
I need to see that.
No, but that's cool. But a cheaper end would be to make a controller skin. Like,
And I do it. You know what I'm saying? I think this took everybody by storm. Like, I don't think anybody realized it was going to happen this way. And so a lot of those things are probably going to come out a little later. Now, if in 6 months we don't see one, then they drop the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just know the marketing has always been a big issue with Xbox.
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't care about their success. Like,
You know what?
All right, so there's
scary for them. Ooh, what thing?
There's a thread that I'm seeing that apparently there is a retailer in Korea that has started to bundle its Xbox consoles with Palworld, marketed with the phrase "Buy Xbox S Starter Bundle and enjoy Palworld."
Why is it one store in the world is doing something so simple?
He's a smart businessman.
Something so simple. No, but you get what I'm saying? Like, immediate. Like, hey, Game Pass. Like, why don't we see a Series S tweet with a Game Pass card next to it? a controller,
it's coming.
and then Palworld. No, you don't even got to make it a Palworld controller or console, but literally just say, for this price, you can go and enjoy Palworld now. Like, you
It would
too
make
could
a
be-
lot of sense. Yeah.
You too could be playing Palworld. Here, find your local retailer, or like, but the whole point is not to talk about Microsoft's
I'm dropping it inside
horrible-
the meme box or the
Didn't
chat.
Xbox
here
make
just a second.
a chocolate version?
Yes.
Okay.
for a
It's
movie
gonna be-
that fell on its face. Yes.